Boop, boop, boop. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. So far, I think we're good. I think we're good. How we're looking. Okay. We on? We on? All right. I was wondering. All right. Good. What's up, chat? We looking crispy? We good? The Ruham up in here. What's good, my brother? What's up, chat? You know, I thought I'd knock out, you know, a quick live because there's just too much information, you know, and I couldn't wait till Tuesday. We're gonna talk about it, obviously, with the panels and whoever shows up. But I gotta get, you know, I gotta get my rocks off. You know what I'm saying? I just couldn't. I just couldn't wait. There's just too much. There's just too much goodness to talk about. You know, especially I'm running off my high. So yesterday, I platted Horizon Forbidden West, and I know yes, the game came out in February, and now we're in May. But I enjoyed and savored just that game. I savored the experience. I didn't want to rush it. I didn't want to rush. You know, I'm kind of, you know, in a way, I'm feeling some type of way that I actually did beat it. You know, there's a few things I could do that's outside the platinum. Like I could finish getting the, you know, those little robots that flies in the air and scans the areas. You know, I could do little things like that. I just enjoyed the experience of Horizon Forbidden West. Like every second of it. Like I felt no need to rush on anything. I felt no need to be like, all right, let's just move on. It was just every minute, every hour, it was just bliss. I haven't felt like that in a while. You know, I just played it just to play it. And then yesterday, it just ended up being that, you know, I platted it. Pretty much, it's an easy plat, right? But it wasn't, you know, sometimes when you plat, you have to like purposely go back and do specific things. Like you target the specific things you do. It didn't feel like that for me. It was just me playing the game, just me doing whatever, enjoying it. And then yesterday when I did the final mission, I scanned, you know, the last machine to scan, and it popped up with that trophy. And then when I beat the game, it popped up, you know, you beat the game, and then boom, plat. And I was like, oh snap. Like, I didn't even realize I was already getting the plats, you know, on my way to platining the game. It was just, wow, I hope they come out with, you know, DLC, you know. I hope they come out with more DLC for the DLC, you know, because it's just DLC. I really hope they come out with something, man. Expansion. What I would really like, even though the Frozen Wilds was good, I hope that if Guerrilla plans to do content for Forbidden West, it's like similar to on the level of what CD Projekt Red does for The Witcher 3, because their expansion packs is amazing. Because you know, yes, over the holiday I beat The Witcher 3, I beat Blood and Wine and Hearts of Stone, and just, you know, it is, the combat sucks. Let's all not fool ourselves. Now I see why for years people were thrashing The Witcher 3's combat, and I never really understood, because from videos, and this is why, like, if you're a gamer, you gotta play a game. You can't just see it from a video. But me looking at it from video, I'm like, all right, yeah, the combat's not that impressive, but it doesn't look that bad. Oh man, yeah, when you play it, oh yeah, boy. But you don't know until you play it. But other than that, Witcher 3 is a phenomenal game. It is a great game. The storytelling is great. I hope, you know, Guerrilla, you know, if they do, you know, DLC stuff, it's on the level of like an expansion pack for that. Because God, man, it's just, I feel like just going back and playing Forbidden West just to like get armor and upgrade. You know what I mean? Because you can upgrade the armors, upgrade the weapons, but in order to do that, you have to get materials, which usually means you have to face the Apex beasts. I would just do that, man. It's just fantastic. But guess what? I beat it. Now I get to move on to more games because that's what it's all about. I'm the type of guy that wants the new stuff and play stuff. So now I'm gonna look through the library, see. So I don't know if I'm gonna play Elden Ring. You know, I think I might catch up on some quicker games. There's some games that I haven't played yet. Like the anthology series. You know, the guys who made Until Dawn and all that. There's House of Ashes and Little Hope. I like those games. And they also recently made a new one, The Quarry. But I think I'm going to go and play those games maybe. Try those out. You know, there's some games. But I don't think I want to jump into another long grind. I need something, you know, switch it up between that up. But, you know, I'll think about it. You know, stuff like that. You know what? I think I might go back to play some VR. Because Blood and Truth actually has a PS5 update. It's 4K, better frame rates. That's one of the few VR games they actually updated. So I think I might try that out. You know, things like that. Man, there's so much stuff. PlayStation is just, it's crazy. So much great content, so much great experiences. But yeah, man, when I saw that thing pop up, like, you know, when you beat the game, and then the credits roll by, and then you go into like New Game Plus, you know, that scene, and I'm like, oh shit, and then it gives you the ending, and then it said plat. I was like, oh snap, this is crazy. Am I copying Forspoken? You know it. You know, we play games in this house. That's how we do. You know, YouTube's not enough. Twitch is not enough. To be honest, I barely watch game streams. If anything, if I'm on YouTube, if I'm looking at YouTube or Twitch, I don't even really look at Twitch, to be honest. I really don't watch Twitch at all. It's more YouTube than anything else. And it isn't because of game stream. It's either because of podcast, or I'm looking like some type of review or tech analysis, things like that. But actual just people just sitting there. Like, I don't know how you guys do it, or anyone does it. I tried. I sat to see what's the fuss about somebody playing games, and I'm like, this is me. Right? You watch somebody playing a game, I'm like, now I can understand, like, if maybe they're funny and it's not really about the game, it's about the conversation or just the weird shit. Like Z. Like Z, I'll watch his streams, his game streams on Twitch, because it isn't really about him playing the games. It's the crazy shit his panel says. It's the conversation. Really, I'm not even watching the screen. I'm just listening, and I'm like, oh my God. Like, it's just funny. So it's not even really about, it's kind of like another podcast, only he's playing a game. Or if he's playing a game with somebody and they talk shit, it's just really the shit talking. But there's a lot of streamers that don't have personality, and I'm like, and I just sit there like, I'd rather just play the game myself. I'd rather just play. Yeah, that's just me though. But anyway, thank you for rocking out. It's Sunday. I hope you guys had a great weekend. Tomorrow, I have a day off, just out of the blue. So it's a great feeling. So I don't have no work tomorrow, but I'm still going to get, do the stuff. I'm going to still keep my routine, wash my car, get a haircut and all that. But tomorrow, I'm going to be chilling. I'm going to be playing some games, do some homework. Yeah, homework. Yeah, because I'm finishing my degree. Yeah, life is good. But yo, I know you didn't come to my channel to hear this bullshit, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure you appreciate the fact that I platted Horizon. I'm pretty sure you guys appreciate an actual YouTube podcaster, YouTube gaming podcaster that actually likes to play the games. I think you guys appreciate that. I know I appreciate that. I appreciate, people who talk about gaming, they actually play the games. That's just me, though. Maybe it's a rare thing, right? With the whole new definition of gamer and all that stuff. Things change. But we got it. Let's see who family is, right? We got Overdone, grand opening, grand closing. Yo, what's going on, Overdone? Kara Anchor. Yeah, I'm giving you greatness early, no doubt. You know, we got TK RDS. What's up? We got Just Wait. That's Xbox slogan. We got Derpy. What's up? Thank you for rocking by. And of course, the Ruham always coming through. Channel member, truly appreciated. Ghost in the Garage. What's going on? Craig, the tech guy. Hatsuma. What's up? Leech. The Turncoat. Rome Rush. He's here for it. Evolution Laker. Spider Silver. What's up? Jay's Cats. Or Jay's Cats. Or Jay-Z Catsy. Hola. What else we got? Ice Queen Gaming. What's going on, girl? Thank you for coming through. Plus Ultra. What's up? J Love. Sam Walton. What's going on, my brother? Peter Nan. I'm here for the Xbox fraud slander. Who else we got up in here? Corey. What's up? Joker. Welcome. CB3. T question marks. U question marks. It said Phil said no tomorrow for Halo, Gears, and Forza. Dead. All right, Joker. Sean Benjamin. I got the Platinum Trophy as soon as I finished my first playthrough Horizon Forbidden West as well. Same thing with Horizon Zero Dawn. Fantastic games. Let's see who we got here. Brandon Childs. How do you turn down Spider-Man? Yo, we're going to talk about that. But, hey, I'm going to say this. It is a blessing in disguise. Hear me out. I'll talk about it. That's part of the podcast. That's part of the live topic. Butch. Story awesome, but damn action was clunky. Witcher 3. Yeah. But, yeah. The story carried the game. And plus the world design. It was a big world, man. It's a beautiful game. Let's see. AC, what's up? Who else we got here? Reese should play Metal Gear Solid next. Listen, I'm a Metal Gear fanboy, but I'm not playing the PS1 version. If I'm ever gonna play Metal Gear Solid, they have to remake the game. I do not want to ruin what's the term? Nostalgia. Right now, in my memory of me playing Metal Gear Solid 1, I had possibly the best experience in gaming. I guarantee that game does not hold up well this day. I guarantee if I play it now, the controls, the design, the graphics, everything's just going to be like, oh my God. I'm leaving it in the memory bank. Jay-Z? Oh, from Brooklyn. Oh, okay, I can see what you're doing. The spinoff. Jero Bear, what's up? CJ, only the illest. We got up in here. Who else we got up in here? Okay, and then how you say this name? Asmodeus? Man, you really testing my reading capabilities right now. Asmodeus? Is it Asmodeus or Asmodeus? First, let me know if I said it right. Asmodeus, type in 1, or Asmodeus. Or type in 3, Puerto Rock, you're illiterate. I'll take that too. Philsbury, yeah, what's up? You and King Thrash are putting the heat on these Xbox. Yo, and we're going to talk about that because that's the third point. PlayStation Nintendo community. Together, we can learn something from watching the Xbox community. And this is a message not only to my fellow PlayStation gamers, but also to Nintendo gamers out there. So if you know a couple, tell them, hey, yo, you might want to listen to Puerto Rock's podcast. Because there is something important we both as a community need to know. Okay. Hey, Just a Guy. Let's see. Just a Guy. Can I join the show? Big fan, Brobo. All right. Hey, so hit me up on Twitter. Why not? It's Sunday. It's the Lord's Day. Hit me up on Twitter. Don't be coming in with no weird shit, because you will get booted. This is your opportunity to shoot your shot. Alright, Just a Guy, this is it. All right? You're going to be like B Rabbit. You're going to be in the bathroom vomiting your mom's spaghetti all over yourself. But I need you to hit me up on Twitter, though. Now, hey, just a guy. I swear to God, you better not go and be like, well, I can't message you on Twitter because you got me blocked. Then I'm going to be like, who are you? Who sent you? Right? I'm paying attention. Hey, imagine. I can't send you a DM, Puerto Rock. You got me blocked on Twitter. I'm going to be like, why I got you blocked then? Like, what? I'm like this. I'm like, what? Wait, hold up. Time out, dog. Time out. That's a red flag. That's a red flag. You know. But there's a reason why I need you to go on Twitter and send me a message. Because I gotta get you on the Discord. Alright? But anyway. So I don't have Twitter, bro. Can you just drop the link? No. God damn it. No, man. There's a reason why I gotta go through Twitter. God damn it, just a guy. This dude. This guy right here. Oh, man. Fucking just a guy needs something. There's a reason why. Because the problem is, all right, I'm gonna tell you why. Just a guy. The reason why. All right, I'm gonna explain to you why we can't do it this way, right? On the chat, right? Because I need to validate that you are the one that I'm talking to in the message, right? Because I don't know who you are, right? And stuff like that. If I drop the link right in the chat, anybody that sees it could come in, jump in, and pretend they're you. If that makes sense. Right? I need to make sure. So what I'm going to do is, when we talk on a message, I'm going to tell you, hey, post this in the chat. If you post it in the chat, and it says just a guy, you know, if I tell you, say, you know, Phil Spencer's a dickhead, then, you know, you go type in the chat, Phil Spencer's a dickhead. Ah, got it. That's just a guy. Then I'll give you the link. I'll give you access to the... You understand? There's security measures. There's a lot of weirdos. Just a guy. You know, so this is what I want you to do. Just create a quick Twitter message. Say this you. I'm going to type a statement in Twitter message DM. Then you're going to repeat it. Let's see. My PSN is RobTheGod999. All right, so you know what? But then I don't know. Can I drop? Hold on. Let me try that. Let me do this. Maybe I could drop the link in PSN message. God damn. God damn. My man out here making me work. The things I won't do for my family in gaming. All right. Copy link. Do you have a Discord though, right? Because if you don't have a Discord, then there's nothing we could do. You have a Discord, just a guy? Because if you don't have a Discord, then you know, you gotta have a wristband. Yeah, I do. Okay, good. You have a Discord, all right? Good. All right. But you gotta have a wristband. You know, you can't come in. Back it up. Where's your wristband? I can't come in for the free? No, you can't come in for the free. Gotta have your wristband. All right. What's your name? Let me see. Let's get this new guy. Your name is no, not search for guy. Search for player. Let's see. Rob the God 999. Okay. All right. I'm gonna send you a message. Check to see if it went through. Let me know if you get the link. or if they blocked it. Because if PSM blocked the link, then there's nothing I can do for you, brother, at this point. Or what's your name on the Discord? I could do that too. I'll send you an invite via your name. Yeah, just a guy. What's your Discord name? Just a guy. Oh, you got the link? Okay, cool. All right, so what I want you to do is, to the left, you'll see the speaker and the word general. I need you to jump in the general room. So you'll see it to the left side of the screen. You'll see my name on the live on air. You won't have access to that room, but you'll see it like two things above it. It'll say general with a speaker. Just jump in that room because I have to drag you down because you won't have the rights to jump in live on air. Okay? Makes sense? All right. Hey, get ready. This is your shot. Don't be doing no weird shit. You know, show some respect to my audience, to my family. Anyway, right? So anyway, hey, hit the like button. We're going to get, someone new, fresh perspective from the chat. I'm always down to conversate with any of you guys. All right? Don't think that, you have to do any weird things or be a big time YouTuber or whatever. Hell no. You know what I'm saying? Hit me up in the DMs if you ever want to be on a show. Here we go. Just a guy. We're going to drop him down.
Yo.
All right.
Yo.
Just a guy. You can hear me? Oh, wait. Let me take a... There you go. Just a guy? Hello? I heard you. What's up?
What's up, bro? Yo, I've been watching you for years, man. I've been watching you since 2018, bro.
Oh shit. While I was in Germany? Had it late at
bro. I was like, oh, bro, make it back.
Yo, everybody was like, man, Puerto Rock, you look tired. I'm like, yo, it's 3 a.m. What do you think?
Yeah, bro.
Oh, shit, man. Good. Well, welcome aboard, man. Hey, that's what's up.
Hey, man.
Hey, I'm glad.
It's a pleasure to finally talk to you, man. You're like the general of PlayStation, bro. I'm jacking it.
Cool, man. I'm glad you're on, so we could get another perspective on here. I'm always open, for other people to say what their views is. But hey, I'm glad you've been rocking out for long. But yo, let's get into it. But with that, Ayo family, hit the like button. Membership is live. If you're interested, truly appreciate the support. We got what we're gonna call you here. You just want to be known as just a guy?
Yeah, man.
All right.
Yeah.
So we got.
Can I tell you my gaming history real quick?
Oh shit! You know what? Yeah. Let's talk about. Let's find out who you is. Let's find out who just a guy is. Start from the beginning.
Alright. So
tell me. So when you started watching YouTube, since that's. Nah, I'm just playing.
I've been playing games.
Because apparently that's all you need to do. So how long you been watching YouTube gaming to be a gamer?
Man, I've been playing games since before YouTube. Stop it. But yeah, bro. I started on Nintendo.
Oh, yeah.
The DSi, the Game Boy.
Nice.
Yeah. And then when I was 10, I moved over to Xbox. You feel me?
Okay.
And I fucking loved it. You know what I mean?
The OG Xbox was beast.
Yeah, man, I loved it. Now I hate Xbox for the passion. Before,
They ruined it.
Yeah, man. Yo, when in 2016, when they said all our exclusives are on PC day one, I tried to hang on, but then 2017 happened, and Sony came out with that show where they showed Horizon, God of War, and Spider-Man, all exclusive to PlayStation. And I was like, it's a wrap. When I saw Spider-Man, I knew it was a wrap. And then when I saw Ghost of Tsushima, when the guy showed up and he pulled out that sword and he was like, "Shing!" I was like, I'm copping that day one. I don't care.
It was just too much games, bro. It's like, wait a minute, man. Why are we going through the misery of dealing with a brand that just doesn't want to do anything?
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
It's terrible.
Oh man, okay.
Yeah, Xbox is dog shit, bro. I'm telling you. I hate Xbox.
So throughout all your consoles, which one's your favorite? Or at least on top of the list? All the consoles and devices you played, which one you remember enjoying the most?
Well, I haven't had that many. I've only had 4. I had the Xbox original, then the 360, which was awesome.
Yeah.
And then I got the PS4 before the Xbox because, like I said, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And when I finally picked up the Xbox One in 2018, man, it just wasn't the same. It wasn't hitting right. The controller felt less comfortable. And then I played Red Dead Redemption 2 on the PS4, and it was a wrap after that. Because once I got used to multi-platform PlayStation, I was like, I traded in my Xbox for a new headset.
Oh, shit. Oh, man. Boy, don't let the Xbox community find out. They're going to come after you, dog. You toxic.
Man, fuck the Xbox. They're not even Xbox, bro.
You mad toxic right now. There's a lot of toxicity going around right here.
They the new age Xbox. They don't know shit, bro. Oh. They don't know shit.
Oh, snap. Damn. Okay, all right. Hey, so what's your favorite genre or gaming franchise?
Gotta be action adventure all the way. My favorite game of all time is actually The Last of Us.
The Last of Us. Okay. So what was your first PlayStation?
I had a PS2, but I don't really jack it like that because like I didn't play any of the exclusives. It was straight multi-plats.
Okay.
And I'm the type of gamer, I don't buy consoles that don't have exclusives. Even since I was a kid, I based my consoles on what niggas was like, oh, you gotta play where your friends are. I'm like, fuck my friends. I move every 5, 6, 7 years. I move anyways. Fuck
he pulled the Jordan. Fuck them kids. He like fuck them kids.
Besides, when I was growing up, Xbox was cool, but then after like Halo Reach, bruh, man, I'm telling you, nothing was hitting. Nothing. Oh, Gears came out, and the real heartbreak was Sea of Thieves and State of Decay. Because I like State of Decay 1, but State of Decay 2 was dog shit, and it was a multi-plat.
Yeah.
So I was like, and then I saw Sea of Thieves. I never even played that shit. I remember when it came out, niggas was like, how you know the game ain't good if you ain't play it? On my head, I'm thinking, yo, I don't gotta walk up to dog shit and smell it to know it's dog shit. I'm not playing that game ever.
You ever seen Zaire? When he compared Sea of Thieves with God of War? He's like, look at that shit! Look at this shit! And they'd be like, but Z, the water, man, fuck that water! He says, man, fuck that water! He's like, I got the world's most powerful console. Look at this shit! Yo, it's some crazy ties, man. You know what I'm saying? But man, I like how you said, you're like, yo, but you gotta worry about friends, and you're like, friends?
I move every 5 years. I'm moving anyways. I don't. Come on now.
Okay, we ain't got time for this. Like, we ain't got time for friends, you know. All right, so cool, man. So thanks for your little backstory. So what really got you into PlayStation? What really got you into this is the truth. This is greatness. What was it? That E3? Was it that Spider-Man?
That conference, bro, when I saw Spider-Man.
So the 2016, that's E3 2016.
It was 2016 to 2017. I remember the 4 games so clearly. Horizon, Ghost of Tsushima, Spider-Man,
Days Gone, God of War.
My fault, I cut out for a second. Yeah. And Last of Us 2 was coming out, and I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. I don't like The Last of Us 2. Okay. I just don't. I think the gameplay is fantastic, but they completely fucked up the story.
Yeah, so the story is the story was very divisive for a lot of people.
Yeah, because you saw that part where she had the guns in the boat, and she put the guns back in the boat, and she started fighting with a knife, I was pissed.
Oh,
I was like, Ellie, what the fuck are you doing?
Oh, you just wanted her to go Brooklyn style, just blast that ass. That's it. We ain't fighting.
I remember when I walked up to her and they was like, press triangle to let go of Abby. I stopped the whole game. I was like, yo,
choke this bitch.
I tried shooting at her.
Sony's like, nah, bro. If you want that plat, you gotta let it go. We're like, what? Fuck the plat. Kill this bitch. Oh,
one thing I've noticed about y'all PlayStation dudes is y'all really care about trophies, and I'm not saying that in a derogatory way, but y'all really do care about trophies. So I was never really like that.
So I ain't gonna say I'm not a hardcore trophy hunter. Like, I'm not a platinum hunter. If you look at my thing, I have a lot of trophies, but it's only because I play, like, is the amount of games I play. If you play a lot of games, you're gonna stack a lot of trophies simply because it's just the nature of the beast, you know. But I'm not a platinum hunter, because platinum, sometimes they make you do weird shit. Like, hey, you have to put your pants down and spit a grenade out your ass and kill 5 people under 10 seconds. I'm like, I'm not doing all that. Like, that's crazy now. That's some crazy, hell no. To me, that takes fun out of the game, that you got to do shit that's not normal. I like the platinums, but I respect it, though, because some of it is meant to be a challenge. I like the platinums that you earn stuff, and it kind of, like I don't mind the platinums that says, hey, you know, max out the skill tree. You don't have to max out the skill tree, but I respect it. Like, if you max out your skill tree, you get an achievement, so I'm cool with that. But some platinums are like mad weird. Like, hey, fucking stand on one hand, close your eyes, and, you know, spit venom juice out your penis for a round. I'm like, what? I'm not doing this shit. Like, no. You know? You know what I'm saying? But, you know, but PlayStation guys, there is... I see the movement for trophies bigger on the PlayStation side than I do see achievements on the Xbox side. Even though Xbox was the one that released it first.
I did it, yeah.
But I think
it's crazy. But like Xbox. Oh, sorry to cut you off.
No, but I think, the way Sony did it and called it trophies, because like the trophies, bronze, silver, gold, platinum, it feels like an award, while Xbox is just a number. Like, oh, you got 150 points. Versus 100 points, which doesn't feel the same, you know. It does, you know, like saying you got a gold versus a silver, that has some level of significance as compared to saying this is worth 150 points, this is worth 100 points, and it's like, okay, like, you know what I mean? That is. So,
but yeah, actually, I wrote down exactly how I felt about Xbox. You mind if I just write it out on your podcast? I mean, say it.
Oh shit!
I have a comment and I write it down and shit. Okay. It's exactly how I feel about Xbox.
Okay, hey, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to have a haiku by just a guy. By all means.
I'm missing a haiku. I'm weak. Give me a second. Let me just go on my clipboard.
Like, shh, silence in the audience.
All right. So here it is, and this is coming from an OG Xbox fan, by the way. Consoles with no exclusives deserve to fail. PlayStation is number 1 with exclusives. Nintendo is number 2 with exclusives. Xbox is in last place with their dog shit multiplats. RP Trashboxer is out. Forever in last place as it should be. Irrelevant, pathetic dog shit console confirmed. I be going on YouTube channels and just trolling with that comment. The reactions, hilarious.
Yo, this felt like a Sunday sermon, and our reading from Just a Guy 4-27. And for he saith, Xbox sucks with no exclusives. For the Lord. Oh shit, this is crazy. My man got they said, yo, this dude got a manifesto.
That's exactly what it is.
Oh shit, this dude got a manifesto online. He's gonna let the world know. Alright, so let's start this off, right? Let's kick it with this, right? We're gonna kick it with the first topic, right? So the FTC, you know, so whoever's in charge of the FTC is probably a pony, and he's tired of the bullshit of seeing people in Xbox just being fraudulent. So the guy's done. He's like, you know what? We're gonna wrap this shit up. So a quote from them, it says, from the FTC, influencers constantly interact with their followers in their market or social niche. These are often relationships of trust and without clear guidelines and responsibilities. They're ripe for commercial exploitation and deception. The new guides make it clear that we intend to investigate breaches of that trust, whether it's by brands manipulating reviews, influencers not disclosing material relationships with companies. And I like that term because they use material, not financial. Because if your relationships with a company is controls in other chairs, that's not a financial relationship, it's a material relationship. And then they also say, or by micro-targeting aimed at deceiving specific groups of consumers. For example, uneducated Xbox fanboys. That could be a group, right?
Half of them at least.
So now that FTC came out with these guidelines, you start seeing this now. My man Gene Park, who's been capping for Game Pass. This dude was at cap 10,000, bro. You know, he says, yeah, I'm unsubscribing from Xbox Game Pass for the first time ever. Gotta admit to myself, I barely use it and barely have used it for now. I'll be back for now. There's no point. Like, how is he saying, how is he saying this now? When like 2-3 weeks ago, oh man, best deal in gaming. Great. Fantastic.
Yeah, crazy.
You know? So what do you think about this? What do you think about these Twitter check marks now jumping ship? Now all of a sudden, there's nothing to do on Game Pass. When before, 400 games for $1.
You know what I think it is?
What's happening?
I think there are a whole bunch of... I hate saying this because it sounds so elitist and dumb, and I'm not about that. Like, do what you do. But I think they're fake gamers, right? And they're starting to catch on to the fact that Xbox really ain't hitting no more. Like there's like the civil war that's going on, and like they seeing it all play out, and they feel like, well, I don't know what that girl was. She was basically like, I'm not a fan of Xbox because of the games. I'm a fan because of the community.
I got her. We gonna talk about that.
And I don't, like I said, I don't have Twitter, but I watch I watch Whoops. So
you are missing so like, listen, it's a blessing and a curse at the same time. It's a blessing that you're not involved in the bullshit, but man, you are missing so much bullshit on that fucking platform.
I feel you. Yeah, but like, you know, I think now they're starting to realize that it's serious, and they feel less comfortable talking because they don't want to get exposed like that girl did. And that's why they're like, oh, I'm done with Xbox. You know, like they can't even hide the fact that they're fakes. He literally said, I have to admit that I barely use it.
Who said that?
You know what I mean? That guy you was just talking
about.
Oh yeah,
like, Gene Park. Gene Park. Yeah, so shout out to Chi-Town Gamer with the super chat. He says they got the vaccine to Xbox virus, and now they are speaking the truth. They got my man Chi-Town Gamer. They got the immunity. And now we need to make boosters because we got to make sure this shit don't ever come back. We have to get these booster shots out there. But it's funny.
Because think about it, Porok. It's like, from your perspective, imagine you were an influencer. Like, you're like super casual. You're an influencer. What are you going to talk about 2-3 years when you don't have games, and the games that did come out are super divisive in the first place? Like, you can't talk to a real Halo fan about Halo because it's bad news, and you have to say good news. Yeah. So,
and that's the problem.
Like, what do you...
Because you can have two types of influencers. You can have an influencer with some level of ethics where you're a fan of a product, right? But you can also talk and be honest about it, right? Once you step in the world of you're trying to be an influencer for a specific product based on, and like the FTC put it, material relationships, that's when everything goes wrong. Because now, to maintain those perks and benefits, whether the company flies you out to events, or you could get a job with them, or you're doing some type of internship, or they're just sending you stuff after stuff after stuff that you either keep, or hell, you're probably selling them on eBay, whatever, right? And you kind of like sidestepping how you're making money, meaning you're not making money directly from the company, but they send you like 10 controllers and like 7 of them you sell for like $50, you know? I mean, but I'm gonna be real. What? There's no way you're gonna hold on to 100 controllers, like, bro. Like, at a certain point, you know, these controllers are sold for like $70-$80. You go on eBay, sell them for $50. You making a clean 50 out of them, right? Right. That's just how it is, right? So you have these influencers, but they're not being ethical. Now, I got it. Make your money how it is. Where the problem is this. You identify these influencers. You realize they're full of shit. And you call those influencers out saying, hey, you don't care about games. You don't really play about these games. We've seen your gamer tag. You don't do shit. You're not really playing Game Pass. You're advertising shit that you don't really care for. Where the problem is... No, hold up. Where the problem is, the gamers are defending them. That's what I don't get. If I was an Xbox...
Though. Like, Twitter isn't like that real, you know?
No, it's not real, but it's a sample of... You'd be surprised how fast information goes and it starts on Twitter. The right tweet will become viral, and that shit spreads throughout the gaming community, and it even goes into PlayStation's ears. The whole PS3 store shutting down, that shit started on Twitter. Like, 2 guys complain, oh my god, PlayStation 3 is shutting down their stores. I'm like, who the fuck is on the PlayStation 3? but it started there, and it got viral. Then the journalists caught on, and then Sony caught on, and ultimately they changed their mind. So now they kept the PlayStation 3 store for the 10 people that use it. All right, whatever. Yeah. So it trends, right? So the problem is, I understand the influencers making that money. Got it. What I don't understand is when gamers call them out, you have other gamers, instead of siding with the gamers, they are siding with the influencers who are lying to them. Simply because they like the same brand.
You said it before, bro. It's not about gaming no more. It's really not. Could you imagine the absolute fallout that would happen if PlayStation launched a PS5 with not a next-gen game?
Oh, my God.
Bro, I'm not even...
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not even like a hardcore PlayStation guy like Jay Barry, Persona. I think they're hardcore PlayStation guys. Yeah. I'm not even a hardcore. I'm just as a gamer, you know, because gaming is art. How you gonna release a next-gen console with no next-gen games? Like, do you have any idea how much of a massive L that is? That's insane.
What's funny is those Xbox fanboys in early 2020, they were predicting Sony was not going to have nothing on launch, and that Xbox is going to have the great launch of great games. That shit didn't happen. The complete opposite. Like, the complete opposite of every prediction happened. Everything was the opposite. The overwhelming multiplayer is going to run better on Xbox. PlayStation doesn't have ray tracing. It's a 1440p Pro. All of that shit was wrong, and it actually hit Xbox more than PlayStation. Yo, it's crazy how all this shit just the complete opposite of what they were predicting. Complete opposite, right? But the crazy part is, right? So the question is, how did these fake influencers gain so much traction?
Could you give me a minute? Right. Somebody's calling me real quick.
All right, no doubt. Make sure you mute your mic.
All right.
Oh shit. Gotta make sure. All right, I think he muted himself. Yeah, I don't want his business being put out there, right? But to the audience, woo, I'm glad just the guy is cool, bro. I thought, they didn't want him to be a weirdo because he would have been booted, but he's a cool dude. Gotta have him on the show more often. But here's the thing, and you're probably seeing more and more people now admitting there's nothing on Game Pass. I mean, listen, let's all be honest, okay? It's not like we don't have access to see what's in the Game Pass library. We can all see the 400 games. We see specifically what those games are. And majority of those games are shovelware. It's a shovelware. Like, hold on. Like, do you really want to play Bejeweled 3 on your Xbox?
Yo,
you here?
What up, bro? I'm back.
All right, what's up? All right, but so what I was telling the audience was, you got these fake influencers now. Many of the Twitter check marks are now abandoning. Now, I think it has a little bit of, I think this FTC, what they're looking into, does have a play into it, because if they've been hyping Game Pass for years, right? Because Game Pass has been out since 2017, and Microsoft over the last 4 years, they have not been releasing a lot of first-party day-and-date games. They just haven't. People are really still waiting for that flow of Xbox first party day and date. So really, they've been relying on Xbox One games, a bunch of old games. Some games you could get on your phone, because like I said, you could get Bejeweled. You could play, like, Game Pass has Bejeweled 2.
Crazy.
Like, there's a lot of shovelware, right? So it's not like the library. It's not like today. Like let's say they made the decision today to unsubscribe from Game Pass. The library's been pretty much the same for the last 4 years. So for the last 4 years, let's say even the last 2 years, oh man, Game Pass is great. Game Pass is great. What changed, right? And what's changing is,
to be fair, some games leave Game Pass.
Yeah, but not a lot. It's not like like I said, it's not a drastic change. It's not like Game Pass in just a span of 2 weeks completely changed their library and now it's trash. Majority of the games that's been in there have been on there for 2-3 years already, and they haven't went anywhere. Yep. Right? So out of the 400 games, majority have been on the library for a while, right? The only difference now is.
You can keep going.
Yeah. So the only difference is now with FTC, they're putting tighter regulations. Like, hey, if you're gonna speak on this, you have to reveal certain things. One of them, material, which wasn't a requirement before, but is now. That means they have. It's funny, but they have to be like, "Hey, I like Game Pass, but I have to let you know Microsoft gives me free Game Pass all year long, so I don't pay for it." They have to say that now.
Crazy.
Or they're about to. When FTC implements these rules, if these influencers are getting free codes from Microsoft to be on Game Pass, then they have to tell them. They have to tell the audience, hey, I gotta let you guys know Microsoft gives me every year a free code for Game Pass every single year. Oh, but just to let you know, man, Game Pass is great. You know, I love it. Well, yeah, you love it because it's free for you. You're not paying the $14. You know, they have to disclose that now, and that's a whole different take because that shit don't look right. You know what I'm saying? You know?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying, man. Because like I remember, I had Game Pass, and honestly, it's overrated as fuck, bro. Honestly, I had it for 4 months. I played the only game I really played on it like that was Metro Exodus, and it's not a bad service. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, I give it a 7. The only thing the reason why I unsubscribed from Game Pass was because Xbox didn't have any exclusives, so I'm not just gonna stay on your console and play a whole bunch of multi-plats and like rent games from you. And also, I remember playing Metro Exodus. I beat the game, and then after I beat it, you gotta pay for the DLC. So I was like, no, sir, I'm not gonna rent from you and then pay for DLC.
So it's not included.
You own the DLC. Yeah, so
because,
like now
at that point you own the DLC, but you don't own the base game. And if you unsubscribe from Game Pass, you can't play the DLC because you don't have the game.
I mean, even if I don't even know, even if you could play the DLC, because I don't want to lie, even if you could play the DLC, you don't have the entire game, so your library is all fragmented and shit.
It's weird.
The
Hatsuma with the super chat. He says pure comedy. 5% of time informative, 15% interest discussions, 80% of time is comedy and BS. Just hilarious, man. Xbox seems like a circus. Shame.
Yo, did you see when they came out with the nail polish? I was like, yo, what are they doing?
The ugly ass Halo boots?
Yeah. No, the nail polish.
I know, but I'm saying, and the ugly ass Halo boots?
Oh, yeah.
You paid $300 for that. I ain't wearing them shits on in the street. Like, what it look like, 9? That's something you want for a costume.
Man, it's crazy over there now. And it hurts too, because I like Halo. I didn't want Halo to fail. I wanted Xbox to fail, but not Halo. And now, it's like, when I saw that Craig meme, it broke my heart, man. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
So, yeah. So now we're seeing that. And it's getting so bad because this is how I know the whole movement of, I'm done with Game Pass is getting to a certain point. Because now I'm seeing the Xbox Defense Force. They're going on Twitter. Well, I don't care if you're leaving Game Pass. You're making a stupid decision. You're leaving Game Pass simply because 2 games. Like, why are you crying? Now other people don't want to spend money on Game Pass. You got dudes crying now on Twitter. Why they crying now on Twitter saying, oh, you guys are leaving. Don't worry, you'll be back. Like, what? Why are you worried about what other people doing? If people don't want to be on Game Pass, because value is a subjective term. What you find value, another person may not find value. Okay, that's just the reality. But the problem here is people are lying about what is value because they're just trying to, again, get them yellow chairs, or try to get the hookup, or try to build their brand or get clout, go viral, whatever. They're doing everything else but worry about what's best for gaming in general for gamers. That's not even a priority no more. What's best for gamers or what's really good for the industry is irrelevant. It's all about trying to get materials or try to get clout or build your platform in all the fakest ways and stuff like that. But now that FTC is about to lay the ban hammer with fines, now everybody's kind of like withdrawing, and now they're preaching the truth. Because there's no way, if yesterday you're telling me Game Pass is the shit, and now today you're telling me, yeah, I'm unsubscribed, what the hell changed? Because not much changed. Sure, you're not getting Starfield this November, sure, but you still got a library of 400 games. What happened?
You know what?
Those games don't matter no more?
Super duper, like, just nuts. Like I said, I used to be on Xbox, so none of their tricks work on me at all. A lot of the games on Xbox, and I mean a lot, they're on PS Now too, bro. Like, it's
multi-plat. Like, yo, yeah, that's why I said, like, yo, you subscribing, like, these subscriber fanboys are different because they bash PS Now but hype Game Pass. But when you look at the two libraries, majority are the same games.
Yeah, I have PS Now. It's great.
In fact, PS Now has more games because there's more downloadable games without PS3. Even without the PS3, just between the PS2, PS4, there are more downloadable games on PS Now than you can download on Game Pass. If PlayStation figures out how to make PS3 games downloadable, you're talking there will be 800 downloadable games versus 400. And I don't think people realize that. That's why when I see these subscription guys, I'm like, these guys are just Xbox fake guys. Because if they would be honest, they will look at PS Now and be like, listen, PS Now may not have day and day, but they have a lot more games available to download than Game Pass. A lot more. And that's even without the PS3. You add in that PS3, you're talking 800 games.
Facts.
That's just at a cheaper price, too. That's what's the crazy part, right? And that's why I don't pay attention to all that stuff, right? But hey, these guys are getting caught. But let's move on to the next topic. So you don't have Twitter, right? Do you know about what's happening with the history of Marvel games? So let me read everybody. No. Yeah, so I'm gonna catch you up, man. I'm gonna put you on game, dog. I'm gonna put you on game. I'm gonna put you on game, right? I'm gonna put you on game. I'm gonna start this. So there's a book that came out. It's called The Early History of Marvel Games. It's History of Video Games, Volume 2, Early History of Marvel Games. So it's a book that you can buy. And somebody published some excerpts of that book on Reset Era. Now, as going through, they talk about Marvel Games reaching out to Xbox and PlayStation for IPs. And this is what it says in the books. And this is the person that was looking. So a guy named Jay Ong, he was hired as Marvel's vice president of games in 2014. Jay Ong's first challenge was to discover why Marvel's box office success hasn't translated to games. So in 2014, Marvel was wondering, man, our movies are hitting. Why aren't our games hitting? So when they hired Jay Ong as vice president, that was his first job. Hey, figure this out. We want Marvel games to be on the level of our movies. It says an excerpt. So on the excerpt, it says, on the Marvel side, there have been games that were beloved well before I got there. Marvel and Capcom had its fan base. Ultimate Alliance had its fan base. They both were really high quality games that were made for them fans. Now, what Jay Ong needed was a publishing partner who hadn't adopted the crappy licensed games mentality. He needed a company with an eye for
like Activision.
Yeah. He needed a company with an eye for long-term investments, one with a vested interest that would benefit from building a franchise. That partner would need to have a deep pool of talent, commitment to quality, and inexhaustibly deep pockets. There were 3 companies that fit that description. One of them, Nintendo, mostly developed games based on its own intellectual properties. Being from console first party in my past, I pinged both sides, both Xbox and PlayStation, and said, we don't have any big console deals with anyone right now. What would you like to do? Microsoft's strategy was to focus on their own IP. They passed on a deal. So in 2014,
when
Phil Spencer was in charge, he said, "Nah, I'm focusing on Halo, Gears, and Forza. Halo, Gears, and Forza. Halo, Gears, and Forza."
As crazy as that is, that actually doesn't surprise me, and I'll tell you why. There's this game on Xbox, the OG Xbox, called Advent Rising. You ever heard of it?
Yeah, Advent Rising.
Oh yeah. I'm so there's I feel like there's only 5 people that know about that game.
It's trash.
Did you like it? You play it?
Nah.
You didn't like it?
Nah. Like you said, I don't need to taste shit to know it's shit.
Dude, I played that game.
It didn't interest me. It didn't interest me. I was like, this don't interest me.
But yeah, man, okay. I thought, why didn't this game get a sequel? And I guess now I know because a lot of y'all niggas think it's trash. But anyways, I'm thinking to myself, Xbox has this pattern, right, where they come out with their big Halo, Gears, Forza in the beginning. Like they usually start strong, and as the generation moves on, they quietly start to dip into indies. Because if you remember, 2012, 2013, when the PS4 and Xbox One was coming out, the Xbox 360 was dry as fuck, man.
Oh, yeah, the last 2 years? Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah. They had State of Decay, which I really liked it. Some people hate State of Decay. I don't know why. The second one was garbage. But the first one was definitely good. And they had Gears Judgment and Halo Reach. And Gears Judgment wasn't the best Gears. I doubt you'll find anybody that'll really say Halo Reach is the best Halo. It's okay. And they did it again with the Xbox One. They start strong, they end weak. And with the Xbox Series X, they couldn't even get Halo out. That's what surprised me. I was like, what the fuck? So yeah, it doesn't surprise me that they passed on the deal. They they don't care about game.
All right. Continue on with the story. Says Jae-Yong, I sat down with these two execs from PlayStation third party, Adam Boyes and John Drake, in August 2014 in a conference room in Burbank. I said, we have a dream that this is possible, that we could beat Arkham and have one game at least and maybe multiple games that could drive adoption of your platform. Continue on. It says, Boyes, Drake, Connie Booth, Vice President of Product Development, Sony Interactive Entertainment, and Scott Rode, Senior Vice President of Products Development, Sony Interactive Entertainment, offered to make a AAA PlayStation exclusive Spider-Man game. With the exception of 2003, Activision had released at least one Spider-Man game per year from 2000 to 2008, sometimes more. Having controlled the license for nearly a decade, Activision was so immersed in how well Spider-Man games were currently selling that they could no longer imagine how well a Spider-Man game could sell. You've got Spider-Man, you've got Sony, you got people willing to throw 40 to 50 million into a game conservatively. That's very different. In those days, before Arkham Asylum, the publisher was paying you, not the license, and the publisher wanted to spend as little as possible. Going on, this is about the termination with Activision. It says, Marvel decided to approach Activision about terminating the contract early. As they negotiated the request, Ong explained that Spider-Man needed new talent, a bigger budget, and fresh eyes. We finally negotiated a deal for them to walk away. It was a mutually beneficial deal. When we shook hands on it, they asked, so what are you going to do with this IP after you get it back? Jae-Yong said, I'm going to find a better home for it. Activision replied, good luck finding your unicorn.
That's crazy.
The goddamn power of fucking PlayStation, bro. Even Insomniac didn't believe that you can do anything more with Spider-Man. That they thought it was... I'm going to replace Unicorn with Pegasus. And they found it. I found it. Marvel found their Pegasus, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Pegasus Nation. Yo, it is insane. This is what it is. It is absolutely insane that Activision did not have the vision to see Spider-Man be bigger than what it is. They literally thought that what they've been doing was the peak of what you can do with a video game. Yo, that shit is wild, bro.
That's why when I heard that Microsoft was buying Activision, I was like, you can keep them. Like, I remember playing the Spider-Man games, and they weren't horrible, to be honest with you. Like, Spider-Man 2 was good, 3 was good. I played the first Spider-Man 2, and I liked it, but I was a kid. So, your expectations are a lot lower when you're a child.
Yeah.
And the Spider-Man 3 was when I felt like it dropped off in quality a bit. And then they came back with like Web of Shadows, and it was starting to pick up again, Edge of Time. And then out of nowhere, they came out with the Amazing Spider-Man 2, the game, and I was like, this is horrible. Who greenlit this game? The movie was bad, the game was bad. Like, if you were a Spider-Man fan at the time, it was just the worst.
Yo, so it's just crazy because Sony, they got the right developer too, right? Sony went with Insomniac. Let's see if I could see something with that. Here we go. PlayStation Marvel Games Insomniac, Marvel Spider-Man, and a worthy rival to Arkham. Sony turned the project over to Insomniac Games, an independent studio at the time, but one of Sony's most important partners. Insomniac had a long list of hits that were published under the Sony label: Spyro the Dragon, Ratchet & Clank, Resistance Fallen Man, and mostly recently Sunset Overdrive, but that particular was with Microsoft though. Insomniac was an obvious choice for the project. As a studio, Insomniac had an impeccable record as both a designer of hit games and a reliable partner for Sony. Another plus, one of the studio's most recent games, Sunset Overdrive, incorporated a fast-paced, highly acrobatic style of combat that was equal parts Parker, Tony Park's Pro Skater, and Call of Duty. A very Spider-Man style of fighting that involves swinging and grinding over cities while facing multiple enemies. Insomniac's ability to create games based on already existing intellectual property may have caused some concern. Historically, the studio created IPs rather than building off of other companies' ideas. In truth, other companies adapted Insomniac's IP. When we heard of the opportunity, thanks to Connie at Sony, it was a real surprise for me because up until that point, we had begun working on our own IP and hadn't really contemplated working on existing franchises. That was from Ted Price. Sony's participation in this project would be anything but passive, including marketing. The budget for franchise building games like Marvel Spider-Man routinely exceeding $100 million. With so much money and prestige on the line, Sony Interactive Entertainment assigned senior director Grady Hunt and PS4 designer Mark Cerny to consult on the project. Both men have worked on Sony consultants with Insomniac on early projects as well. The three-way collaboration between Insomniac, Marvel, and Sony was a success. Having partnered with Insomniac many times throughout the PlayStation PS2 eras, Sony executives had confidence in the studio's technical and game design savvy. For their part, studio founder Ted Price and his fellow Insomniacs understood how to work with Sony as well. Having worked in different industries serving a mostly similar audience, Price and Insomniacs had a natural affinity with their Marvel counterparts as well. Very early on, we knew that there was a great chemistry between us and our compatriots at Marvel. A lot of that came from being able to learn more about the Marvel Universe from those who were really experts in it. Guys like Bill Roseman, Executive Creative Director of Marvel Games. At the same time, the Marvel team was fantastic in trusting us to come up with a new story, to come up with a new take on Peter Parker, and to explore the mechanics of what Spider-Man could be in modern game. So there's a whole stuff like that, right? So let's just talk about the Sony stuff first, right? So there was a lot of rumors of how Sony obtained Spider-Man. Even I was talking about it from the stuff I heard that it has something to do with, you know, putting Spider-Man on the MCU universe. Sony cut a deal. There was a lot of assumptions. So now we got the facts, and ultimately it was Marvel that really wanted to step up the game, which kind of makes sense, right? If you own Marvel, you have Marvel games, and you're seeing the movies are hitting, but your games aren't, the company wants to fix that. They want to balance it out, right? So it seemed like Marvel was the one that was like, yo, we got to change how our games are looked at. We want our games to be big, AAA, blockbuster, revenue-driven titles, right? So they went to two companies, Microsoft and Sony. We're going to talk about Sony first, right? They're like, hey, let's make a deal with Sony. Sony had the vision to be like, you know what? We're going to go all in. Marketing, New York City trains. We're going to get Insomniac. We buses in England, trains in New York, bridges. we going all out for this. We're going to treat this like an MCU movie, right? They went all out.
That's everything. Exactly what they did.
You know, cut that blank check. Let's do it, right? Marvel had to first cut ties with Activision because Activision still had the license, but Activision seemed hesitant that you can't do anything more than what's already been done. So they didn't believe in Marvel's vision. So I would assume, hey, here's a check, give us this, we'll give you back the IP, because if this is what you want from the IP, it's not going to happen. Like they said, good luck finding your unicorn.
I cannot believe Activision really thought that Spider-Man wasn't big enough to take it seriously. Like, these people, they have degrees. They're supposed to be smart, right? I could go to a 5-year-old and be like, yo, what games do you think would make a console awesome? He's going to say Spider-Man. He's going to 5, 10, 15, 20. Everybody loves superhero. Well, not everybody, but you know what I mean.
A lot. There's a lot. This is the difference, though. When Activision made that decision, they only saw the beans. They don't have artistic vision. Money. They count in beans.
Oh.
In their eyes, when you count the money, they don't see putting 50 million, 100 million into Spider-Man. When in their eyes, so in their eyes, the way you make money from superhero games is you just create these cheap vanilla type games that don't mean nothing, but people will still buy it simply because the name Spider-Man or Wolverine or whatever's on the title. So it is not the quality of the game itself. It's just, hey, we put Spider-Man on the front cover, co-pay $60. And they didn't invest a lot of money into the game. So that's how they made profit. So in their eyes, hey, we're only gonna put 5-6 million in this game. We're gonna make 20 million back. We made money. That's how they saw. That's how they legitimately saw the system of making money off of comic book IPs. And that's what they've been doing since 2000. None of their games have big budgets. They have been all low budget and using the name.
Think about it, right? If you are, like, you're working in the gaming industry, you're supposed to be super smart. You've got some sort of, fancy business degree from Harvard. Why would you think that a good quality AAA Spider-Man game that's treated with the reverence of GTA or Call of Duty Modern Warfare, why wouldn't you think that that's worth it?
Because they don't teach that in business school. What you're confusing. You're confusing business with art. That's two different things. In their eyes, from business and based on what they've been doing, because think about it. Before Sony, the only other comic book game that actually would be considered big blockbuster AAA was Batman Arkham franchise. And that came out in 2009.
Yo, when that game came out, the industry was on fire, man. Like I thought that was the time when there were so many good games coming out in the same year. It was nuts.
Yeah, but when you think about it, before Batman Arkham Asylum, what were the big Game of the Year level comic games? There was none. There was good games, but there's no way you're gonna put some of these comic games on the level of Halo, Gears of War, Uncharted. None of them will go compete with those. It wasn't until Batman Arkham Asylum where people can say, oh shit, you can actually make a superhero game and it actually competes with the Halos, with the Gears. But the problem is it was only one and it was Rocksteady. So that could be looked at as a one-off. So people could look at it as, you just caught lightning in a bottle, rather than we can keep this movement up. Activision probably saw what Rocksteady did as, they just caught lightning in a bottle. They just got lucky. Traditionally,
so you think they don't think that it's sold because it's a good game?
No,
it's got a good story.
They just think they just got lucky.
Wow.
Rocksteady just caught lightning in a bottle. They got lucky. In Activision's eyes, the way to make money from comic IPs is just use the name to sell it. But don't invest a lot of money.
I'm sorry for the rock. These business dudes, and I know this is going to sound super arrogant because people are going to be like, oh, you don't have a degree. I don't give a fuck, bro. Sometimes when you hear these conversations that they be having in these offices, you realize that these niggas, they just not that smart. Like, honestly, a Spider-Man game sells 20 million. Who would have thought? Yeah. Like, are you serious?
So they're smart, but when you think about it, how many Spider-Man games already came out before Sony and they didn't sell 20 million? None of them.
That's because none of them had the presentation.
Exactly. They don't. Well, so it's not.
They should have been able to figure that out.
So it's not a lack of smart. They don't have vision. There's a difference between being smart and having vision, right? You don't have to be smart to have vision. You could say, hey, I have a vision that this could be this way, but I need the people to do it. I don't have the people that could do it here. I need to do it. Sony has vision. Right?
Would you agree that a high budget Spider-Man game being ultra successful is not the type of vision that needs a special person? Like, you could be an average Joe and have that vision. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm trying to say. That's not true. Don't assume people can see things the way other people see it. There's people on Xbox that don't want comic games because they think they're stupid.
Yeah, listen. Those people on Xbox, they don't count.
But you see what I'm saying?
Like games.
You see what I'm saying? I mean, let's be honest. Who releases a console with no games?
Vision.
What I'm
saying, man.
Vision.
It's absolute insanity.
Here's me. If I was working on Microsoft, here's the lack of vision Microsoft has. All right, I want you to look at this. Right, I'm gonna use Flight Simulator for an example. Right, Flight Simulator launched on PC first in I think July of 2020. Right,
not even a real game.
Yeah, but fine. But I mean, regardless, I'm not talking about the quality. I'm just talking about vision. Right. So your console, your next generation console, which can play Flight Simulator, is about to release in November 2020. Flight Simulator launches on PC in July, I think, of 2020. But the Xbox next generation version, for the Series platform, doesn't release till 2021. A whole year later. So in other words, PC got a timed exclusives. Vision, if somebody had Vision, I would have been like, listen, when we develop, if I would have been in charge or worked for Phil or whatever, I would have talked to the studios and talked to the staff, be like, listen, we know we're going to launch the Xbox Series X in November 2020. We know we're about to begin development of Flight Simulator, and we plan to release in July. We need both games to be made at the same time. This game needs to be made for both our future platform, Series X and PC. Now, of course, they're going to come back. Well, the console's not going to be out in July. I know that. But it will be out in November. When the console comes out in November, we need Flight Simulator to be out day and date with our console launch. So we need both games ready. Sure, we're not going to delay the PC version. The PC version will still come out in July. But when November launches, we're going to have the Xbox version ready as well. We're not going to wait a whole year for this game to come out on Xbox consoles. That is our game. We're the developers in the studio. So you're going to develop both games. Both games are going to be ready. We're still going to launch the PC version in July because the console's not out yet. So there's nothing we can do about it. But when the console launches day one, it's going to have Flight Simulator day one as a launch game. That's vision. Nobody on Xbox thought about that. They thought it was a good idea to just focus on PC and ignore their console and be like, don't worry, we could release this game a whole year later. That'll be fine for Xbox games.
They just don't care, man. So that's why I had to leave, because it's so obvious that they just don't give a fuck. Mm-hmm. Hey, when you release a console with no games, I honestly, some people are gonna say I'm being dramatic, but I don't think I am. I honestly feel like that's disrespectful. Yeah. You released a console with no games, bro, and then all your games are multi-plats too. Yeah. I was like, no.
So there's a couple of things we can learn from this. Number one, Marvel is interested in their IPs being big blockbuster titles, and they are looking for they are looking for talent to do it, and they're cool with their games pushing specific platforms. Because there was rumors, primarily from Xbox guys, Marvel is going to force Sony to put Spider-Man on PlayStation. Well, after reading this, I don't think they care about if a game's exclusive or if a game's multi-plat. I think they only care about that their IPs are at the center stage. Big blockbuster titles.
The second Spider-Man comes to Xbox, if it ever happens, I don't think it will. But if it ever happens, you already know what's the first thing they're going to say. But is it on Game Pass?
Yeah, because they won't buy it. Yeah, that's just crazy. Right?
Yo.
So let's talk about the next part of this story, which is Marvel approached Phil Spencer, because it's 2014, so Phil Spencer's in charge. We're not going to blame this on Don Matrick, because he was fired already. Phil Spencer was in charge in 2014. And Microsoft and their staff, they said, nah, we're going to focus on Halo, Gears, and 4. They're going to focus on Xbox IPs. Well, in 2014, they barely had any IPs. But that's what they're going to focus on. So they said, nah, we're not interested in anything. So number one, it wasn't Sony that blocked Xbox gamers from getting these IPs. Your peoples did that. Phil Spencer did that.
Yeah.
Right? Now,
I feel like we already...
Now, I'm going to be real.
Keep going.
It's a blessing in disguise. I'm glad they said no.
Facts.
I'm glad. I'm going to be honest. I hope Microsoft doesn't go after any of these IPs. Leave Marvel and DC alone. Don't touch Spawn.
That story would have been garbage. If Xbox had control of it, that story would have been garbage, bro.
So this is. I know some people are upset. Listen, PlayStation Nation, don't be upset that Microsoft said no. This is a good thing. In fact, this is pretty amazing. Don't be upset that Microsoft did not grab Marvel IP for the Xbox brand. It's, to me, in my opinion, that's a great thing. In fact, I hope they don't go after any of them because they don't have talent to make a good Marvel game.
I hope they leave.
They don't have.
I hope they leave WB alone.
They don't. Leave DC. Leave DC alone because they're not going to make a good DC game. Leave Marvel alone. You're not going to make a good Marvel game. All right? The only thing right now, the best games that are coming that's going to come from Xbox first party are games where other companies already had their idea in place. The Bethesda, for example, the Bethesda purchase. Microsoft is not creating new IPs with them. They just bought IPs that already existed. Skyrim, the Elder Scrolls, the Fallout. Starfield was already in production for 4 or 5 years. Microsoft does not create. They just take. So they just take stuff that already works, and then they say, Psychonauts 2. That was an idea that was already in concept and play. Microsoft does not create, they take, and then they just take ownership or what you would call it, credit for it. But they didn't nurture ideas, which is fine. When Microsoft tries to actually nurture it's a disaster. What?
Is it fine for The Rock?
Yes, it's fine.
To have a console maker that has no vision.
It's perfectly fine because I don't have to. As long as they're not taking my money, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, it ain't my money. It's that.
I feel different, but I feel you.
But I know you feel different. But in reality, what are you gonna do? There's nothing you can do. You're gonna feel this way for the next 10 years.
I feel like this isn't like some big secret though. Like Microsoft is $1 trillion company. Like you can't wrap your head around how much money that is.
You play basketball or any sports?
Yeah, I play basketball.
Okay, so let's say basketball. You got the dude who shows up on the court with the $200 Jordans, the $75 headband, the $300. You know who I'm about to talk about, right? You know who I'm talking to, right? The $300 jersey. He got a whole gym bag. He out there warming up. He has compression socks that is $100 a piece, laced in copper. Right? My man brought out the Gatorade. You know what I'm saying? He's stretching. He doing all this. The dude is the cleanest, most expensive dude on the court. And the motherfucker can't even do a layup, bro. That's Microsoft.
You can never.
The most expensive shit on the court, while the rest of us, we just shorts and a t-shirt. Banging them back, clapping the backboards. This dude can't even do a layup, and he has the most expensive gear. The gym bag would be the equivalent of my rent money, but can't play shit ball. That's Microsoft.
Yo, P-Rock, you know the funniest shit you ever said? You had me one time, you had me dying on the podcast. You was like, niggas don't know me. I'm like a sniper. I'll shit on the bushes if I have to, but I'm gonna get you.
I'm a patient motherfucker, right?
That shit, I fell out my chair when I heard that. Well, not literally, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, but I know there's some backlash with Microsoft not doing this. I'm like, oh, thank you, Jesus. Woo! Oh, thank God Microsoft didn't say, yeah, we'll take that, because they will create shit. It will be trash. Mm-hmm. If Microsoft grabs an IP and they try to look at the initiative, they literally grab some of the best talent in the industry. And them dudes left.
Quadruple A.
They left. It's true, quadruple A. And they left. All them top talents like, nah, we ain't doing this. Microsoft has a problem of creation. They can't create nothing. They're trash at creating stuff. So the fact that they didn't grab a Marvel IP, we dodged the bullet. So we should be more happy that Microsoft's not feeling it because they can't do nothing. What they're gonna do? They're gonna create a trash ass game, and it's bad enough. It's bad enough Square Enix kind of messed up the Avengers. They did pretty good with Guardians of the Galaxies, but you saw the reaction. So we can't be having bad Marvel
like that
games.
Game? You think it's good?
What?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
I haven't played it yet, but it looks good. It looks good. It looks so far. I haven't played it yet. I got it, so I haven't got around to playing it, but I picked it up because I seen the gameplay. It looks like a good story-driven game. So I'm gonna give my opinion, but it does look good. It does look good, so I bought it. I'm like, it attracted my eye on what they did.
I feel you.
Yeah. So
it looks alright.
So I'm gonna try it, right? So this is a good thing. Microsoft, don't worry about it. Leave Marvel. Do not buy WB because then all those games will be trash. You're just gonna fuck it up. It's gonna be trash. Yo, leave him alone.
If they buy WB, I might literally cry, bro, because I love Mortal Kombat, and if I don't want to get a PC just to play Mortal Kombat. That's lame.
So I don't know. So what do you think about this?
Think about what exactly?
Yeah, Microsoft saying no. Like you said, you expected them to say no, right? You're not surprised.
Yeah, because I'm surprised, but at the same time, it's like they're $1 trillion company. They could have had so many IPs already, excluding Marvel. So the fact that I'm hearing now that they said no to Spider-Man, especially after they delayed games like what was that name? It was like. It's like some guy, and he was riding on a dragon. Yeah. And Platinum Games was the one that was making it. You know the one. There was you bought an Xbox. Scalebound. Yeah. If they could delete, say we don't want to do Scalebound, then I'm not surprised they don't want to do Spider-Man.
Right. Hey, so I want to bring up because I want to read another paragraph from this book, and this paragraph shows you the difference because people try to compare what Microsoft and Bethesda's doing with what Sony did with Insomniac by purchasing whatever. You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, you give Spider-Man credit to Sony. Why can't, Microsoft take credit for Starfield? Now, listen to this. Marvel Spider-Man was indeed a worthy rival for the Arkham games. Breaking Spider-Man into the top tier of games wasn't only a question of money and technology. It was a question of finding a team with a grand vision. Insomniac wanted to create an iconic game for an iconic superhero. Marvel's active participation ensured a new level of authenticity. Wanted to create a PlayStation exclusive franchise, Sony not only lent Marvel Spider-Man a gigantic marketing budget, the console giant also offered technical support from start to finish. When it came to Spider-Man, Activision wasn't prepared to compete against games like Batman Arkham Asylum. Sony was. To date, the Arkham games and Marvel Spider-Mans are unrivaled among superhero games for sales, with a steep drop to the next tier down. In 2020, as Sony prepared to release PlayStation 5, the exclusive game headlining that release was Marvel Spider-Man's Miles Morales. Marvel Spider-Man was the first time that Marvel proper realized that a games as a medium could drive the brand, could drive brand affinity, as we call it. Now, here's the thing. So with Sony and Spider-Man, they provided technical support from start to finish. Sony, as a console maker and all their staff, they support Insomniac on the whole entire process. So it wasn't just giving them money, here's a check and we walk away, or we'll handle the marketing. It was also technical support to get the best. Microsoft's not doing that with Starfield. With Bungie. Yeah, Microsoft's not doing that with Starfield. Microsoft is just, hey, here's a check, do what you got to do. Yeah. So it's not the same relationship, and that's why I've been trying to tell people. Sony's relationship and curating Spider-Man is not the same as what Microsoft's doing nothing to Starfield. They did nothing. They just bought the company and let Bethesda still do. The only thing they're doing is you have more money available. But Microsoft's not providing technical support or have technical talent. Hell, they can't even finish their own shit. You think they're gonna help Bethesda? Yeah. Shit, if anything, Bethesda would help Microsoft with their own shit. The way Microsoft is going.
All right. I wanted to say from I think my perspective is interesting because like as a former Xbox guy, I think PlayStation is doing great. I really do. But I do think they could improve in some stuff that the PlayStation community isn't going hard enough on them on. Like not to say you guys are being like fanboys, because at the end of the day, PlayStation got games, so everything's still good. But games like the Ghost of Tsushima, The Last of Us Part 2, they have PlayStation has this nasty habit of just not releasing PvP modes with their games. Ghost of Tsushima is perfect for PvP. They didn't do it. Last of Us 2, it's been like how many, 2-3 years? Maybe at least 2. and still no PvP for that game. And I play factions like every other month, and there's still a community. If you go on factions, 2 minutes, you'll find the game. So PlayStation needs to come out with more multiplayer modes. I don't even care if it's like only online. Like I don't care about that. Just release a game like you did The Last of Us 2, and 2 weeks later, give us the PvP mode. So
So your wish is coming true. Maybe not in the way you wanted it, but if you don't realize, so about in January, Sony had their investors call. This is around the time when they bought Bungie. So they bought Bungie for a reason. They didn't buy Bungie because they want to make Destiny exclusive, because it's not. Or their next game exclusive, because their next game is going to be multiplayer. It's still going to be on Xbox. So any game that Bungie makes is still going to be on Xbox, because that was the deal, right? Bungie, agreeing with being under Sony, one of the stipulation was Bungie still have the right to put their games on any platform they want, and Sony was cool. Sony bought them for their expertise in multiplayer, in Lives of the Service. So Sony is already having on the books 10 multiplayer games, and they plan to have them all released by 2026. So you're gonna get a flood of multiplayer games.
That leads me to like my next question for you.
Yeah.
Where do you draw the line of PlayStation? Because when I went to PlayStation, I already said to myself, yo, if they put out the games on PC day one, I'm out. I don't give a fuck. If they put all their games on PC day one, are you staying on PlayStation?
No. So let's say if Sony makes the decision to go day one on PC, everything's PC, equal systems. Yeah. Console is PC,
just like
PC is
Xbox.
console. Yeah, just like Xbox. No issues.
Yeah.
PlayStation 5 will be my last console, and I'm gonna tell you why. Right? It's not.
That's why I fucks with you, bro.
It's not because of fanboyism or whatever. It's because, and I promise you, if you stay on console, and you can, it's cheaper, it's less, whatever reasons on why you're a console gamer is whatever. But if Sony decides to put games day and day on PC, if anyone's gonna get the short end of the stick on any game, it's gonna be the console gamer. You're gonna get the worst. You're gonna get the worst versions of the games every time, right? You're going to miss out on certain things that the PC gamers will have. Mods, content, Chances are the games could be played without a subscription fee. So the online will be free. PC gamers are just going to get more out of those games. Better deals, cheaper price. It's probably going to most likely be on Steam. It's just going to the PC gamers are just going to get more out of the PlayStation experience than the actual PlayStation console, because that's what you see from Xbox. You can clearly see it from the Xbox community, right? Microsoft I'll give you an example. Ever since Microsoft made the decision to go day and date on PC, the logic was day and date, meaning you get it on console, you get it on PC. Choose either or. But since they made that decision, Microsoft has released timed exclusives on PC. Gears Tactics was a timed exclusive. Flight Simulator was a timed exclusive. Ages of Empires is an exclusive. And that's Microsoft first party. Now, of course, people could say, "Oh, but that's a PC game, whatever." Listen, if you are a console gamer, who gives a fuck? You hold Microsoft to the task. Like, bro, I just bought your console. It's on you to figure out how to get this game on console. There's no way you're gonna tell me everything's day and date on PC, so all the console games goes on PC, but the PC games can't go to console. Yeah. That's not a fair relationship.
That's the disrespect I'm talking about, Puerto Rock. That's why I had to leave.
And I can see that happening with PlayStation. So to avoid that, you're still playing the PlayStation games. It's still PlayStation games, right? So you're still enjoying them day one, right? The only difference is I would cut out the nonsense on consoles, because I can see some dumb shit. I can see Sony making decisions that screw over the console gamer, but yet the PC gamer is going to be fine. You understand what I'm saying? And so if Sony goes day and date on PC, then PS5 will be my last console, because there's just going to be some nonsense behind that decision, and I won't put up with it. There's no reason for me to pay and spend money on the PlayStation 6. And then I get the short. I'm the one that gets treated like a second class gamer. I'm like, I'm not dealing with that. You know, so I would cut over. Right.
And so do you think with the no, not the Bethesda, with the Bungie deal, do you think that like are we still gonna be getting like true PlayStation PvP exclusives? You feel me? Like The Last of Us, that's an exclusive. You feel me? It's not on PC.
No. So the Bungie deal, it's gonna be Bungie games that are multiplats. But the reason why Sony bought Bungie was for their expertise. They needed the talent and the vision of how to make good multiplayer games. Because Sony wants in on it, but Sony, I would say somebody in Sony had the vision to be like, the people we have now really don't make great multiplayer games. Not to the level we want it. Bungie has that talent. Naughty Dog does. Yeah. Naughty Dog makes good games, but their factions didn't blow up. I think Sony probably wants their PvP, their multiplayer, to be on the level of their first party. Big blockbuster. Like, are they gonna put them on? Are they gonna put the PvP games on? Do you think they'll put like factions too on PC day one? Maybe, depending on their strategy. So be prepared for that. I could see certain games, especially if it's free to play, because I would imagine Sony's probably making some free to plays, because free to plays are big, right? If Sony makes a free to play, well, the advantage of a free to play is how many people you could get on quickly, right? So I could see Sony, maybe a few games that are free to play will also be day one on PC, just so they can have the PC and the PlayStation audience, because it's free to play, right? So what they need to make money is off of MTX. So I could see that, or I could see Sony release it first on PS5 and then like a year later on PC. There's a lot of strategies. You know, I don't think Sony is going to do, at least for now, over the next 5 years with PlayStation 5, just a straight up, everything they want on PC. I don't think they're going to make that decision this gen. I think they're going to go with certain games might be day one on PC, or if they have partner like Haven Studios. I think Haven Studio, even though they bought them, but I think Haven Studios was already making a game for PlayStation and PC, so I think Sony's going to release it on PC. So I think, you know, it's not going to be as clear cut as Xbox. Microsoft is clear cut. Every game they want on PC.
I feared them like, you know, God of War's on PC 3 years later, this multiplayer games on PC, and towards the end of the PS5 generation, everything's on PC, and there's no outrage because everybody's like, well, you know, games have been going to PC for years now anyways. That's what I'm afraid of.
That's the potential, you know, and there's potential
that like outrage won't be as bad because, you know, we're, you know.
So prepare for that. Because you're right, there could be people who complain about Xbox, but now that it's on PlayStation, they don't say nothing. In the end, you just have to make the decision on which platform you're going to buy in the next generation. You know, I'm going to buy a PC this generation because there are games that won't come on PlayStation, right? And I want to make sure I have access. Yeah.
You know, Elder Scrolls 6, baby.
Yeah, Elder Scrolls, exactly. I want to play Starfield. I do want to play Starfield. I want to play Starfield. I want to play Elder Scrolls. But I want to play Fallout. I do. I'm looking at Redfall. That looks pretty cool. There are games that are not on PlayStation that I want to have access to. That way I can make the decision. Yeah. But I'm not doing it through the Xbox console. That's already dead. Yeah. Xbox console is already dead to me. I'm going to try out the PC and move forward from there. The beautiful part is, since I already have the PC, if Sony already makes that decision one day to go day one on PC, I already am in that ecosystem. So then I'm already halfway there. So then it won't be as big
you set yourself up nice.
Yeah, I set myself up for my own interest. Now let's talk about the last topic, right? So the last topic I want to talk about is pretty much relating to this right here, right? So going back, so Miss Deuce Geeks, she was the one that said, you know, what started out as her defending Phil Spencer because he was receiving backlash for delaying Starfield. Not so much delaying Starfield and Redfall, but for not having a plan to have content in 2022. To putting all his eggs in one basket.
Crazy.
So he got backlash from the community, backlash from Xbox gamers, because now they're wondering they got nothing on their Xbox. Well, she comes out, Miss Deuce Geek, to protect Phil Spencer, saying that he's only human. Can you guys run $1 billion company? This is, this is slow and steady. Slow and steady wins the race. All this weird shit. All this weird shit to damage. I don't know. All this weird shit to damage control. So people are like, when she said this, people are like, who the fuck is she? Like, who sent you, girl? Like, who is she? People are like, what? So they see she has a Twitter check mark, of course. She's an Xbox ambassador, and our gamers are like, yo, check her credentials. Come to find out.
I heard about it.
Yeah, based on a gamer tag, she hardly plays games. Yeah. So everybody's going at her. And the reason why they went at her is because they went at her saying, yo, you saying all this stuff, trying to dismiss our backlash at Phil, telling us that we run a company or he's only human, and you hardly even play games. So who are you, who hardly play games, to come tell the people who play lots of games on how we should, say our grievances to a company? Well, if you look at the screen, she tried to defend her stance. A high gamer score isn't a requirement to be an ambassador, nor does it mean I don't get games. I don't play much. So she admits she hardly played much, but I watch my partner who clocked hundreds of hours on his Xbox. So apparently, watching somebody else play games makes you a gamer.
I think it's because she's not a gamer, so she doesn't even recognize that when she says stuff like that,
she doesn't realize
it looks bad.
Yeah, she doesn't. She don't see it. Now here's the best part. Yeah. She even went on with a follow-on tweet, and this is what's crazy. Finally, I never said I love Xbox because of their games. She admitted. She said, I always love Xbox because of what they do with gaming for everyone. Their custom controller designs. So what's the point of a controller if you don't play the games? Weird. And the number one reason, the community. Though after this, I might have to rethink why definition of community. Now, this is the problem, right? This is where the real problem. She's clearly she's clearly getting stuff from Microsoft. She's getting materials. She's getting clout. Maybe some resume stuff she could put on a resume. That's her interest in this. The interest isn't gaming. Because she, like you said, she admitted she doesn't really play games. And she doesn't like Xbox because of the games. So she admitted it. So she's telling the truth. She told gamers, I don't like Xbox because of the games, and I hardly play games. That should be enough.
She just dissed the whole community, and she doesn't even know it. That's the crazy part.
That should be enough for gamers to be like, so you hardly play games, and you don't like Xbox because of the games. That should be enough for any gamer to be like, nah, we can't rock with you. How are you gonna come be an ambassador when you admit you don't play games and you don't even really like the games? But here's the problem.
Crazy.
The community and Xbox still support her.
Because they need something, man. They need whatever allies they can get. Because Nintendo has exclusives. They're really by themselves. Nintendo and PlayStation have exclusives. Nintendo and PlayStation sell their games, and Nintendo and PlayStation, like, they have their own services. So that thing that they think makes them so special, it just ain't that special. Game Pass isn't even the best service in gaming. It's not number one. PlayStation is number one with PS Plus, and I know that hurts.
Now look at this. People. Again, no, not this one. Oh, I grabbed the wrong one. Let me see if I could get. Hold on. Let me see if I could get. Let's see if I have it. That's not what I want to show. I want to show. Where is it? There we go. This one. This is the one I want to show. That one. There you go. So that's the one I want to show. So this one comes to Defender. Enough with the console wars and gatekeeping a gaming community. Do you play games? You're a gamer. I agree with that. But this is where she messed up. Do you watch games? You're a gamer. Oh, hell no. Do you discuss games? You're a gamer. Oh, hell no. You are part of the gaming community regardless of the platform preference, time played, or skill level. She messed up. Yeah. To Defender. Right? She messed up. And once again, Xbox community agrees with that. So the topic I'm trying to come up with is, and this is the last part of the topic, PlayStation community, Nintendo community. We need to see what's happening with Xbox community and not allow that nonsense that's going on over there to come infect outside of the house.
I don't think it's something that we really have to actively do, because when we talk about gaming, we know, like, you see how me and you, we talk about gaming, there's like a vibe, because we're talking about art. You know what I mean?
Let me tell you something. So my dad, he says it in Spanish, but I'm going to say it in English, right? A drop of oil can ruin a barrel of honey, but a drop of honey can't do nothing for a barrel of oil. All it takes is one drop of oil to ruin the barrel. That's it.
I see what you mean. I see what you mean. You're right. You're right.
We cannot play a blind eye of what happened to the Xbox community. We have to be very active and very cautious of watching these Twitter influencers try to pull this stunt on the PlayStation community and on the Nintendo community. We got to be cautious of people coming into our communities and try to convince us that it's not about the games. That liking PlayStation is not about PlayStation games. That liking Nintendo is not about Nintendo games. No, it's all about the games. Because without the games, nothing else matters.
They won't get far. That's what I agree with you. I really do. But I don't think they're going to get far. Like you said it before, actually. They're trying to convince gamers as a whole that this subscription service thing is the way, and gamers just are not falling for it.
Yeah.
You said that before.
Yeah. To the Nintendo community, to the PlayStation communities, these Twitter checkmarks and Xbox communities, they use key terms to try to shame us. Oh, that's toxic. Oh, why are you looking at that gamer tag? Oh, you gatekeeping. Who the hell looks at gamer tag? That's just so toxic. What a terrible community. You know what? Wear that badge with honor. Do not let them shame us into game checking our fellow gamers. Do not let them come to our communities telling us that it's not about the games. That it's about all these other things. No. If you come into our community and your stuff looks phony, and we ask you, what's your PSN ID? You better show your PSN ID. If you're coming into our gaming discussion,
suspect if you don't want to show your PSN ID. Because it doesn't reveal anything.
It's not like, private. It's
serious.
We're not after your kids' information. We're not after your bank account. Just show us your games. If you come into our group, and we ask you, what's your PSN ID? Because what you're saying seems funny, and you try to retaliate with, oh, you're just being toxic. You goddamn right. Show the PSN ID or get the F out. Go on Xbox. Be a poser over there. We're not trying to hear it on this side. If you come in and you act like playing games is not the main point, we're going to ask you, you got a wristband? Can't come in without a wristband. We gotta see the wristband. You ain't got a wristband? Nah, we're not going to deal with you. We are not going to accept Twitter checkmarks, influencers, or journalists coming in to our community, and your number one thing, whatever, is the games. If you ain't coming in with games as the priority, playing these games as the priority, being focused on what's best for gaming based on you playing games, we're going after you. And call us toxic. I don't give a damn a stranger calling me toxic on Twitter. I don't give a damn. Call me toxic, say the PlayStation community's trash. I don't care. Hey,
you remember when that guy was like, yo, being an Xbox gamer, it's like being a black guy in the KKK.
No. Jim Crow, in the Jim Crow.
Jim Crow. I was like, yo, listen, I was weak.
Know this, to all these influencers, you're going to be checked. And PlayStation community, we need to keep that energy up. We need to check people in just a simple phrase. What's your PSN ID? If they come in saying, yo, that's toxic, PlayStation community's trash, bye. You don't have to be part of us then. So long. Go to Xbox. Influence over there. We're going to check your PSN ID. You say some weird shit that don't make sense, be prepared to give us your PSN ID. If you don't, we're going to rag on you. And if you want to call it toxic, I'll be that. We'll be toxic. We'll be a terrible community. F your feelings. We don't care about your feelings. Show us your PSN ID so we can know you're actually playing these games. If you are too scared to show gamers you're playing games, there is a problem. And we're not going to tolerate that. We're not tolerating that nonsense.
What it is? The PSN ID, it's not even about the number. Like, I think it tells you when was the last time you even like played a game. So I think that's what they're scared of. It looks bad if
it does
you
a
know
lot.
if they say, "Oh, this dude hasn't touched Xbox in like 3 weeks," yeah, they're gonna feel exposed.
What's crazy is the damage control is, well, I don't play a lot of games. I only play multiplayer. Cool. Let me see your gamer tag, because that's going to tell me the 1 or 2 games you do play and how many hours. So if you pull up your gamer tag and it shows Fortnite and you click on Fortnite and it says 5 years. Like, holy shit, this dude got 5 years worth of games. I respect that. I can see, yeah, you don't play a lot of games, but you play one game and you go hard on that game. It says 72,000 hours.
I'm like that with Mortal Kombat.
I feel that
right now.
But when you look at those gamer tags, they have 30 minutes. That Miss Deuce X, she went live on a podcast, and she said when Quake went backwards compatible and it was playable on her Xbox, she said the first thing she did was download it, and she put in hours into playing Quake because she used to play Quake when she was younger and she loved it, so she couldn't wait to get back, and because of backwards compatibility, she was able to play Quake again, and she put in hours. Somebody looked up her gamer tag, she played 30 minutes.
She probably didn't even get through the tutorial.
She lied. She played 30 minutes.
How long is the tutorial in that game?
She played 30 minutes. She literally lied. And what's funny is she did it on an Xbox-centric podcast, so it's not like she's lying to me. I don't watch the shit. It's the Xbox guys watching that. So she lied to her own community. I'm sorry. Listen, you ain't gonna lie to my community in PlayStation. And if you are a Nintendo and you rock Nintendo, you can't allow that nonsense in your community too. People try to come into our communities saying, "Oh yeah, I played these games." Yeah, let's see that ID. And if they're too scared to show it, bye. Don't talk to us. We're not going to support your platform. We're not going to support your movement. You don't represent us. You want to come listen. And what's crazy is people are going to look at it like, "Oh, look at Porter about gatekeeping." Listen, it's easy to be part of the PlayStation community. It's easy to rock with the PlayStation brand. All you have to do is one thing. Play the motherfucker. That's it. We're not asking anyone to climb the Himalayas. No one's asking for your firstborn. We're not asking for your firstborn. You don't have to sacrifice nothing. Just if you got a PlayStation, you take something called the game, and then you take this. This is called the controller. When you press this button, it turns the console on. If you have your setup right, it turns on the TV for you. You don't even have to pick up the TV remote.
I love that.
Everything just turns on. And then all you got to do is this. And you're part of PlayStation.
I think it's because, to them, gaming is something super casual. And they're not in these, like, gaming trenches like we are. So they don't know how seriously, like, of an offense it is for a console not to have one AAA exclusive game the entire year. Like, I can't think of a console that's done that before. Mm-hmm. I really can't. Even the Wii U it wasn't selling that well, but it had games, like that zombie game. I didn't play it, but I wanted to. I didn't have the money.
Yeah. What people don't understand is what the PlayStation community and the Nintendo community need to be cautious and learn from Xbox gamers. Xbox gamers are so emotional. They're really hurt that Xbox One sucked. Listen, who gives a shit if Xbox One had a bad gen? Get the F over it. It's just a consumer product. The PS3 during the first 4 years, listen, you're saying nah, but it's over. It's done.
They've attached themselves to the brand, people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But why? Why are they so emotional? Listen, Xbox One sucked ass. Man. That's it. It really did. It's all about the now. And if you're not getting stuff now, don't worry about if you got some streams on the internet making you feel good. The only thing that should make you feel good is this. This makes you feel good. Gamers. This makes gamers feel good. You pick up a controller and you start playing games. And you're playing the games that you want to play. And that the content is being delivered. That is the only thing that should make any gamer feel good. Right? So if you want to come
I
on
think they're
PlayStation,
just satisfied with like Game Pass and the Xbox controller,
they're not
the
though.
Xbox community.
Because we're already seeing people saying, "Oh, I'm unsubscribed from Game Pass." They were lying. And the question is why?
But I think it's. You ever heard of what's it called? It's a word for it. It's like Stockholm syndrome.
Stockholm syndrome.
I think that's what it is. Because I felt weird playing Red Dead Redemption 2 on the PS4 because I was an Xbox guy. But eventually you get used to the buttons, you get used to the UI, and you start playing great exclusives, and you move on.
Mm-hmm. So we got.
Speaking of which, what's your game of the year, P-Rob?
Hold up, we got 300 viewers. Hit the like button. Glad you're enjoying the show. My game of the year. Well, so far I'm not gonna. It's too early for me to make this. I haven't played Elden Ring yet, so I really don't. Me personally, I really don't. The only time I ain't gonna say I really don't. I rarely make a game of the year prediction or say what's my personal game of the year until I play more games. Like until I get a good sense of the games I already played. So right now I'm gonna try Elden Ring and then see what comes out. By October, I kind of get the feeling of my game of the year. I would say last year, my game of the year personally, for me last year, was Returnal. That was for me.
Yeah, I heard about it. It's really good.
That game is fucking great, man. That game is great. So for me personally, my personal game of the year of 2021 was Returnal. That shit hit. That shit is dope. That shit's dope, right?
It's fantastic. I really like it. I haven't beat it yet, but that's because I bought the PS5 on Thanksgiving last year, so I have the way I play games. I'm really I play a whole bunch of games and I finish them pretty randomly, so it'll get beaten when it gets beaten. I'm up to I have to get past the desert because I just beat the boss, but the second boss in the desert. I'm trying to get to the third boss.
Okay. It didn't take long. Now we're already seeing the bullshit. So now all of a sudden we're getting articles. PlayStation is winning me back. Yo, this shit is crazy, bro. Like, come on, people. Look at it. Check this out. Look at this. Let me share my screen for you guys. Now all of a sudden people are being won back. Now all of a sudden. I'm going to read this article for y'all. Look at this. So from Forbes, PlayStation is winning me back, only in reverse order. I write about gaming hardware, software, and news. So this was released on May 20th, so 2 days ago. Get this. Damn, this thing's... Okay. So it says right here. PS4 is the new PS5, sort of. What? What is this guy talking about? Let's see. As a proven original property that's now sold over 20 million copies and a bona fide PlayStation classic that spawned an allegedly brilliant sequel, Horizon Zero Dawn certainly doesn't have much left to prove. I completely missed out on the corrupted robotic action adventure when Guerrilla Games' new post-apocalyptic IP launched back in early 2017. And if I'm being completely honest, it was because, I had next to no interest. At that time, the creeping truth was difficult for me to accept. As a longtime PlayStation fan, as someone who started playing Sony's pioneering 32-bit gaming console back in 95 with rabid enthusiasm, the company's first-party offerings have become practically unrecognizable to me. Gone were the quirky, risky, hyper-creative projects of the mid to late 90s. In their place sat cinematic, sprawling, colossal budget titles that felt more like movies than games.
That's such bullshit. So Ratchet and Clank, that's not quirky.
I guess,
Sackboy, right? That's not quirky.
Yeah, right.
Hell, I would even say Demon's Souls is quirky. That game is weird.
Yeah, I guarantee he didn't play Gravity Rush in all those other games.
Those
are those games, right? Yeah. What's interesting is that I can remember when the medium started to move into this film space, maybe somewhere around 98, with releases like Metal Gear Solid. And here's the kicker: I loved it. I thought games were finally maturing beyond cute 3D platformers and car racers. Forget anthropomorphic animal heroes. Give me grit, give me story, give me drama, give me Psycho Mantis and Controller Port 2. We're adults now, man. I want my video games characters to curse and cry and feel bad about things. Sure, certain RPGs had already started dipping their toes into mature rated waters, but this was different. Almost overnight, games were suddenly serious and PlayStation was leading the way. Not like, Mortal Kombat sort of serious, but rather Silent Hill levels of serious. I blame Konami for some of this mess, but blame is probably not the right word because a lot of good has come from the industry evolution. Isn't that strange though? We didn't want to escape from the real world anymore, but rather extend it into our hobby. Fast forward. Oh, what are we doing here? Man, if you don't get your punk ass.
And this dude is all over the place, man.
I don't know, like, yeah, it's already weird.
He's talking about he's talking about gaming like it's supposed to be this way, but now it's that way, and that's bad. Yeah. Like gaming, you know what? Gaming is an art form. You agree with that, right?
Yeah, of course.
So you can't say like, gaming is bad now because it's not like this anymore. Like The Last of Us 2, I fucking hate that story, but I still respect it enough to call it a game that's like, what's the word? It's a high quality game, you know. Besides the story, it's like it's just high quality. The gameplay is not, you're not gonna find that anywhere else, honestly.
Now, he said, fast forward 15 or so years, I wanted nothing to do with this shiny new and totally better, of course, take on interactive experiences. I reversed my taste. I now wanted less cinema in my games and more distilled gameplay. Less boring conversations, more strategy, more action, and to those laminated 3D platformers, credit, more jumping. Or sort of return to form as it were. The hell? To my credit, though, I did play through The Last of Us, and I'll be honest, I really enjoyed it. The Uncharted games were great too, but by the time Uncharted 4 or Thieves' End has showed up, the burnout and apathy toward polished narrative walking simulators had, here we go, walking simulators, had started to set in. This is key points. Case in point, I started 2018's God of War, played it for a few hours, then unceremoniously gave it up entirely. Oh, bruh. My God.
How the hell
this is what I'm telling you.
A game like God of War, a walking simulator? I'm
telling you, bro. We need to see his PSN ID. The last first-party published game I played and thoroughly enjoyed was Concrete Genie. Sony's new favorite third-person story formula was, for me, wearing thin, and the company, alongside many others eager publishing developers, mind you, didn't appear to have any qualms with releasing endless droves of AAA games that fit this chatty, high production value, cutscene-heavy bill. Risk-taking seemed to fall by the wayside in favor of giving the masses what they wanted. I suppose I harbored a bit of annoying gamer resentment towards Sony for dismantling and reassembling the heady punk rock PlayStation I so fondly remembered. The ingredients had shifted, and so had the goals of developers and publishers. David Jaffe, creator of Twisted Metal God of War, touches on some of this on his YouTube channel. I cut my teeth on the likes of Parappa the Rapper, Ape Escape, and aforementioned Twisted Metal, Medieval, Running Wild, and even stranger titles like Art Dink's Tale of the Sun. They were imaginative, risky games, the likes of which are only found in the indie space today. Were they better than what Sony was putting out as I shied away during the 2010s? The answer to that is entirely subjective. I
just don't get, how can you look at, because I have so many of the PlayStation exclusives. I bought like at least half of them, and you can't compare Ratchet and Clank to Returnal, to God of War, to Ghost of Tsushima. They don't play the same at all. It's to the point where if I don't play Ghost of Tsushima for a long time, I forget the controls. I have to get used to it again.
Yeah.
So. Yeah,
it says right here, the answer to that is entirely subjective, I suppose. The current crop of Sony software absolutely makes more money, but also costs way more to create. What I do know is that Jaffe, along with many other talented developers, producers, artists, and marketeers, arguably helped build the rebellious PlayStation that I grew up loving. I actually interviewed several of the individuals who were around at the time, like Rally cross-producer Ken George, who in October 2017 Retro Magazine chat stated, "It was a really great time to be in games, especially where we were at Sony. I don't think Rallycross could have been done at another publisher. We worked long hours and nobody really cared. We just loved it and we made something pretty cool." The quote isn't for the 6 of you who actually remember Rallycross on PS1, but rather to illustrate that Sony, both as a developer and publisher, has changed dramatically since the mid to late 90s and even the early 2000s with the PS2. And what I found out recently is that the modern PlayStation experience is good in its own Hollywood sort of way. You can imagine how, to my surprise, that my rediscovery of Sony first-party greatness occurred via my trusty PS4 Pro. Yes, you read that correctly. I've been gaming on old hardware lately, downright prehistoric by today's lofty standards. My PS4 Pro spits dust like Billy Butcherson from Hocus Pocus, and when the graphics really get going...
He sounds like a retro gamer. You can't take these guys' opinion seriously.
It sounds like a Doom airline. He goes, "Retro Revelation can be loud, but its price I'm willing to pay, and I have been paying it for around 25 hours in Horizon Zero Dawn, happily I might add. Even on a PS4 Pro running on a paltry 30 FPS, the game admittedly looks stunning, gorgeous in its sheer scope. Despite viewing through a 2022 lens, the flora and the robo-fauna of Alloy's world are breathtaking. Each organism sporting a certain realistic weight that makes everything I encounter both beautiful and terrifying. Small touches like fish swimming lazily in rivers and dragonflies catching the breeze make me feel right at home. That and very uneasy because even disturbed horizon enemies are downright scary. Then there's a music, a soundscape virtually
Shout out to Horizon, man.
I don't think I can finish this article, man. This guy, I can't. I'm sorry, Chad, but I can't finish this article. This guy is fucking terrible. Like, oh my god, I don't even know why he's trying to lead to. You see, it's shit like this. Yo, with this guy, I'm gonna be like, hey, before I need to see your PSN ID. Like, stop.
Facts.
Like, you know, because some of these dudes,
he sounds old.
Yo, some of these dudes are coming in with the craziness already. Like, yeah, let me see your PSN ID.
If imagine we lived in like a different universe where PlayStation just kept on doing what they was doing on the PS2 days, the PS3 days. You know what people would be calling PlayStation? They be talking about PlayStation like it was Xbox. Forza Gears and Halo. Yeah. Forza Gears and Halo. That's what they would do.
Yo, shout out to Veggie with the super chat. He's asking me a question. He said, P-Rock, can you talk about your 200 hours with GT7? Shit. That would be like a prison sentence. 200 hours?
Damn,
shit, you won't even get, bro, you won't even get 200 seconds on GT7.
You didn't like Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2?
No, bro. Yo, listen, racing is boring, bro. It's trash gameplay. It's trash gameplay.
Did you ever play it?
You
played Need for Speed?
No, it's a car game. Listen,
it's not just a car game. Bro, you have to like get away from. It's not just about racing. It's about escaping the cops. You don't think that's fun?
Escaping the cops. So that means now you're making left turns with somebody chasing you. It's still making a left turn.
It's not just making left turns because you have to dodge the obstacles that they put in front of you. Like they'll drop helicopter bombs. They'll drop. All right, so
you make a quick right turn and back to a left turn.
Okay, but like it's the spectacle. You know, it's fun.
It's the spectacle of a car. Listen, man, car gameplay is boring.
I'm not the biggest car game myself, but I like Need for Speed.
It's boring as fuck. Like, you literally trying to navigate left and right turns. Like, hell no, I ain't got time for that shit. Like, it's just, I don't even like driving in GTA. Like, oh my god, all of it. I hate those missions. I remember what was it? What was that game called? Not the Wheelman. Driver. Oh my god, I hated that game. It was on PS1. God, I hated that game, bro.
Damn,
this game is trash. I can't do it, man. I can't do driving, man. I can't do driving.
Do you like strategy games?
I don't hate it. Now I just don't play. I just don't play it a lot. But I don't really have an issue with it. I just don't really look for it. I don't really have issue. The one game I could tell you I do not like and I cannot mess with is racing games. Anything driving centric. I just can't do it, man. It's just terrible. It's terrible. Terrible genre. But I let y'all be. Though. I let y'all be.
It's not terrible. It's a terrible.
It's a terrible genre, but I'm not gonna bash it.
It's a terrible genre.
I'm not. It's just. I'm gonna just let it be. Somebody likes those games, so enjoy it.
It's a terrible genre.
You just don't put me in that shit. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so hey, I'm gonna end the show with this, right? With PlayStation community, Nintendo community. Don't let these cucks, these corporate concubines, go out here and try to shame you into finding out if people are being honest in our hobby. There is nothing wrong with checking validity. If people are talking and they want to be part of the gaming community, it's not hard. If you play games and you love playing games and you actually play the games, you're in the gaming community. But when we start seeing or hearing or getting people's opinions and they're like this doesn't even make sense, and we start checking your credentials, because it's not hard. Hey, show us your gamer tag. Show us your PSN ID. And they come out and they go crazy like, oh my god, you so toxic. Nah, son, you're fake. Call us toxic, but we're being honest with what we're saying. You guys are just fake. We're not playing with that.
Do you play fighting games?
Do I play fighting games?
Yeah.
Yes, I haven't played in a while. The last fighting game I was heavy into was Street Fighter V.
Did you ever try Mortal Kombat?
Yeah. So I have
The
more.
newest one,
I own Mortal Kombat. I have it deinstalled because I haven't played it in a while. I also have Injustice 2 with all the DLC. So I played that for a while. But then I just haven't been playing fighter games for a while.
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? But I do like fighters. Fighting games are good. I just haven't played it in a while. But I do own them. I have Mortal Kombat and I have Injustice and I have Street Fighter 5.
Yeah, if you ever want to, run a couple of sets in MK, I'm there, man.
No doubt, man. Send me a friend request.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day...
and by the way...
What's up?
I was going to say, game of the year right now is Sifu. No doubt in my mind. That game, I honestly think it's one of the best games of all time. I said it before on the WAPs. Well, it was Speak from the Heart, but that game is not getting enough love. Like, I feel like it should be selling just as much as Elden Ring and Horizon combined. Okay. That's how good I think that game is.
Okay, all right, okay. All right, we feel you.
Oh, and Horizon Forbidden West, fantastic. I've been playing that too. Bruh.
I just started it yesterday.
Oh, you platinum did?
Yeah. Did it yesterday.
What difficulty?
Huh? I did a normal.
Normal? Okay. Yeah. I'm playing on hard, and I'm just exploring the world, man. I have a 1080p TV. I don't even have a 4K TV. The game still looks gorgeous, man. Like Red Dead Redemption 2 type of stuff, man.
You're missing so much, man. Woo! Yo, the graphics is crazy. Just when you do decide to upgrade, make sure you get the right TV. Make sure it's 2.1 compliant.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? You got the bells and whistles and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because you're really going to enjoy the graphics. Is crazy on this, right?
Yeah,
anyway,
no doubt, man.
To the community, man, hit the like button on your way out. I hope you enjoyed the show. But again, to the Nintendo community, to the PlayStation community, do not let this weird-ass Xbox community try to sucker you with this whole don't be toxic, be inclusive. It's just fake marketing shit. At the end of the day, if you feel... any of these gamers, if any gamer feels suspect, like the shit they're saying just doesn't make sense, at the end of the day, hey, let me see your tag. Let me see your PSN ID. If they come back with this, that's just being toxic, you guys are just, you're blocked. You're muted. We're not talking to you anymore. We're not even going to deal with you. You're blocked. You're muted. I don't want to listen to your ass. Get out of here. We're not doing this. Now we're not doing this. It's be toxic. Hashtag be toxic. That's how we rolling. That's how we're going to roll. But anyway, you guys take care. Hey, enjoy your Sunday. This is your boy Porter77, your only friend in these YouTube streets. Hey, just a guy. Welcome to the family. So now I give you rights. So you can hop onto the podcast anytime you want. All you got to do, you could just jump into live.
Man, that's love.
You know what I'm saying? Love, man. I appreciate that. I love your opinions. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you could just hop on anytime you want to say your opinions, okay? You guys take care. Friends, family, my fellow gamers. Enjoy your Sunday. Take care. Love you guys. See you Tuesday. We're going to talk about some of these topics again, but this time with the panel. I want to see what they have to say. Maybe I might get some Xbox-centric guests if they're not too scared to show up. We'll see how it is. You guys take care. Enjoy your Sunday. This is your boy PorterRock77. Again, membership is live if you're interested. But the only thing I ask is just hit the like button. Subscribe.
Hit that like button.
You know what I'm saying? You guys take care.